Hi, guys. I made it. I'm freshly back from vacation. So, how did you do this week? How's your first week of July? Somebody give me a, yep, we can hear you in the comments, or give me a thumbs up, and I will continue. We're going to use the Shaman's Dream, and we are going to have some assistance from the Wood Dragon today. Thank you for the thumbs up, Diane. This is luck, success. We also have a little help from our little rose quartz friend. Good support for all kinds of gentleness and sweetness. So, all right, let's get started. So, if you haven't done this with me before, I'm Leanne Holitza. I am an oracle card reader and energy healer, and I'm going to give you a weekly forecast for what things are going to be happening. If you're joining and you would like a card from the Shaman's Dream, you can type me, please, in the comments, and I will get to you as I go down the list. But here is the start of our readings. Ready? For this week, we're starting off with action sideways. This is do what's there to do, but don't add new things to your plate. Okay. So take the next steps, ask Ganesh to move obstacles away. Go ahead and say to yourself, I'm ready to take the actions that I've already committed to. But again, don't add more to your plate at the beginning of this week. All right, this week, generosity upside down. So this is kind of a call out. Where are you giving too much energy? Where is it going out too much? How come you are doing that? And how would you like to shift that into a different way of being? Receive instead of give for this week, okay? And if receiving doesn't work, then just don't give. Just don't do anything. All right. End of the week. Oh, contentment upside down. This card says recognizing the illusion of greener pastures. And basically, this card is calling us out for doing, well, I'll be happy when this happens. I'll be happy if that comes through. But this is basically saying we will be chasing our tails by the end of the week, waiting for something to get better. All right. So that's the start of the week. Here is your first card. If you're watching live, thank you for joining me. If you're watching later, thanks for doing that. Here is your card for the week. Tune in, pick a number that resonates. 1, 2, or 3. All right, if you picked 1, little me talks, okay? So you want to repair the body, mind, spirit connection, okay? A little time with yourself, a little time seeing where you've been disconnected. Kind of goes with the generosity card where it says maybe you've been giving too much. Give yourself a minute about that, okay? If you picked 2, Dragon's Hoard. This says protecting the future. So doing things, if you picked 2, this week is a good focus on making sure you're doing things that are protective of your future, okay? And if you picked 3, you're working with the Dust Devil. So you're trying to move out of stagnation. Remember that action card that we saw? It's go ahead and get done what needs to be done. All right. So there we go. The Beliefs Club starts Wednesday if you need a little help with any of that, by the way. Find that on my website. All right, let's get started with the Me Pleases. All right, we're starting with you, Cynthia. Good morning. Your focus for the week is going to be on Netcaster. Preparations come to fruition. Okay, so this is where you have put things out in the world, and now it's time for you to start kind of plucking the cherries off the tree kind of thing. It's time for you to pay attention to where your energy has been out, and now it's time to pull it back in, okay? And just kind of notice what your energy has caught you over this time period, okay? So don't do any more casting. Pull in, okay? Miranda Z. You are working within the hand. The universe is your partner, okay? So you have the hand is open. It's surrender. It's letting go. It's letting the universe do its job, okay? So sometimes when we're just trying to do it all ourselves, the universe is literally trying to give us something and it can't, okay? So just let the universe have a minute. Stop giving out. Stop adding to your to-do list. Just be, okay? Janelle and Donnie. Janelle. You've got dances on 1 foot balancing act, okay? So what does that mean? That means you are able to say that you are one who can balance easily with all of the things that are there. And the balancing on one foot, look, I mean, I know that sounds like a lot, but this is literally like saying it's okay to kind of have your own strength, have your own back, that kind of thing. So giving yourself a minute to just kind of pause in this week. And again, that non-action, this seems like a non-action week, just so you guys know. It just seems like we're not going to be putting ourselves on any kind of action list. By the way, Janelle, I just noticed you got like a little crown and a number 1. And that's giving you like top rank. Like you're one of my top watchers. Thanks. Donnie, you got eye of the needle and intentionality. So this is really paying attention. Focus, focus, focus on what you already said you wanted, what you already are wanting to do. Be very intentional with your actions this week. Don't add anything else to your plate. I keep hearing that from the guide. So that's got to be for all of us, you guys. Don't add anything more. Focus on what you said you already wanted. Okay. Janice, Janelle's sister Janice. Oh, you guys got dance on one foot too. Okay, so this is probably a message to you guys too of the storyline around what you've learned to accomplish and how you've learned that you need certain things in your life to keep balanced. Okay, so this is a good time for you to just kind of really focus on remembering what that means to be balanced and do those things for yourself. Okay. All right, Robin, Austin, and Chris. Robin, you've got an empty well. Okay, so this week it's time to replenish. Seems like that might be the theme, you guys. Maybe we need a little bit more break. Maybe I should go back on vacation. I had a great week off. Yeah, Robin, it's just kind of time. Give yourself a lot of nourishment. Slow down. Notice what your body's asking for. Give it a little bit of extra love. Okay, Austin, you've got a fool's embrace. Okay, so transmuting pain. So Austin, what that's telling you is this week you're hanging on to things that are hurting you. That's why it's called a fool's embrace. Okay. So it's like recognize what's hurting you. Why are you hanging on to it? What is your system really asking for? In the Belief Club, we talk a lot about, working with, how we think about things because our thoughts are really powerful. And this card basically is saying, where are you leaking power to pain that you're just because you won't let something go or forgive it. Chris, you also got Eye of the Needle. Now, you guys, if we start seeing these cards over and over, they're going to be for all of us. But right now, Chris, you are going to be focused, and Donnie is going to be focused on threading the needle. Okay, so be very intentional what you already said you wanted to do, and make sure that your actions are reflecting what you said you wanted to do, and that you're not leaking energy to things that are not relevant. Okay. All right. Tanya, you are also working with an empty well. Oh, you guys, if this is what the week's going to be, we have to be kind of careful with this, right? Okay, so give yourself some nourishment. Don't let yourself give where you don't. I mean, that generosity card upside down also was telling us that we are not really capable of giving much more right now. It's time to just be still and with ourselves, okay? Diane S., you're going to work with the drifter. Okay. So this is just really letting life come. This is really just like working with what's in front of you, not pushing any agendas, not adding any extra. Seems to be the theme. Just really letting life kind of take you where it wants to take you. Okay. So if you can go with the flow, the best that you can. Don't fight it. Kelly and Matthew. Kelly, you've got the Moon Maiden. So it's new beginnings for you this week, okay? So the Moon Maiden also speaks to yourself, to going deep within yourself, new beginnings with yourself and your identity, okay? So giving yourself a minute to kind of let yourself get to know a deeper version of you, okay? Matthew, for this week, you're going to be working on the wall obstacles, okay? This is what's in your way. And did you put it there? Because if you put those obstacles in the way, maybe it's time to ask yourself why. And sometimes it's easier to go around than over. Okay. So sometimes it's just like take a minute. There's going to be a different answer. It may not make total sense yet. Okay. Christy, you got crown games. So the right use of power. So it's just being really careful not to use power in a manipulative way, kind of being sure that you're You're using your power to honor the highest truth. The crown games is the highest truth, okay? You might even work on your crown chakra this week and just really see what maybe gets in there. You know, some of the stuff that plugs us up, you guys, in our crowns, at the top of our head is news, rules, conformity, trying to worry about what everybody else thinks, that kind of stuff. So just kind of being in check there. Eli, you got a number 3 next to you. Here's your card. You're working with the dream thief, refusal of the call. So this is saying something has been calling to you to come get this done. This is your place to come to, and you aren't going. And so therefore it's stealing your dreams. It's making you feel like you're really bogged down in the have tos and the shoulds. So this week, see where the have tos and the shoulds are eating up your dreams, okay? And see if you can lean a little bit more into what you want. Sonia F., your focus is on the joyful muse. Got some inspiration coming to you. Focus on what's fun, playful, may not even make any sense. It's totally just randomness for the sake of having a good time, okay? Seriously wonderful and Lori. Seriously wonderful. Tidy house is in order. Clarity and organization. It's a good week for you to clean your house, to organize your closets, to make sure that you notice how your spaces are making you feel. Because if there's a chaos in your space, it might be time to declutter. Okay. Lori. Oh, you got Dream Thief too. You and Eli can talk about this. Where are you doing too much of your like have tos, bog downs, chores? You know, I mean, we all have life that we got to get to, and we all have things that we need to get done. But this dream thief is saying you are letting stuff get in the way that does not have to get in the way of your dreams. Okay, so it'd be a good week to notice what's up there. Oh, third time's the charm for this one. Lisa C., you brought us dances on one foot balancing act. I'm going to pull the book out, make sure I'm not missing anything important. Resourcefulness, saying yes to life. Okay, so this is for all of us because we've seen this 3 times now. Okay, I'm going to read a little bit. You are challenged now to work with the resources available to you and not be seduced by the belief, if I only had more. Life has provided you with everything you need to accomplish your goals and fulfill your missions. When it feels like you're losing your balance, do not contract. Hold your arms close to your chest. Holding your arms close to your chest, you will fall. Instead, reach out, extend them fully, saying yes to Spirit's steady hand. Okay. So 3rd time's a charm. We're all being asked to recognize that we have resources. That I get a lot that this is a lot to do with thinking that like from childhood lack, places where we maybe accidentally took on the childhood lack. Okay. All right, Kimberly S., you're going to work with the joyful muse too. So doing things just for the sake of doing things. And see the little pencil or the little paintbrush, I mean, he's just totally into doing silly stuff, little art, little creativity, a little second chakra love this week for you. 2nd time we've seen it, maybe for all of us. All right. Joe, please. Thank you. You did say please. You said me, please, and Britt. And you've got a number 2 next to you. So those are showing me that you guys are hanging out with me. Thank you. Joe and Britt. Joe. Okay, Joe, you got the wailing tree this week. Reconciliations. Okay, so this is a place where you're going to just really lean in to reconciling yourself, mostly with yourself. The wailing tree is like, what do I need to really deeply feel and let go of and reconcile within myself that I've lived through? What have I lived through? And how can I recognize, wow, I'm actually really strong and amazing? That's what your week is focused on. Britt, you're going to work on beloved and radical acceptance, okay? So this is asking you to see where you have been loved all along, even when you feel like you aren't being loved. Sometimes even the act of setting boundaries, even if it feels like there's somebody saying no to you, that still sometimes is just out of love for you, saying, I love you enough to say no to you sometimes. So radical acceptance this week, really seeing and accepting yourself, accepting what is, accepting all of it. Okay. All right. Eat 100 foods. You are working with the lay of the land, ancestral wisdom. Okay. So go back to some of the thoughts about how your ancestors did things, how they approached resources, how they approached their life. I'm going to take a little drink here because I've got a frog in my throat. It's just about really looking into, we didn't always work with money. We didn't always work with, modern technology stuff. Sometimes our ancestors had wisdom that we forgot about our own resourcefulness. That's what you're being asked to look into. Max, you're working on a tidy house too, clarity and organization. Okay, so getting rid of things, checking in with where it's also going to be a tidy house within yourself too, just so you know. It can be about making sense of your an order of what's going on, making sure you're not taking too much with you and not taking enough with you, that kind of stuff. So yeah, just working on just getting organized is really what the guides are showing me. Sam, you got a lost compass this week. Okay. So getting back to integrity, where did you get off track? How come you got off track? Who pulled you off track? What pulled you off track? And get back to your own alignment. Okay. Yeah. All right. Heidi M, you're working with the galactic mushroom, the divine matrix. This literally is like about like knowing that the universe is like literally working on your behalf all the time. Everything is put in place for you to live the life that you're living, and really working with that this week mindfully, kind of looking into where you've been giving your attention and is it really making sense to keep doing that. Remember the generosity card when it says pull back this week and see where your matrix is supporting you and where you could participate with it a little bit more. Just think it like the spores. Throat chakra. Hello. Yeah, there's some, just so you know, for you, Heidi, there's somebody you haven't reached out to that you could be reaching out to. That's a reason why I'm getting a little choked up. Is because I just got back from vacation and I have my guard a little more down than I should. So this is just a throat chakra message of you're a little blocked on your communication. Give yourself a moment to go and see what that's about and maybe reach out, clarify, have high integrity words this week. Okay. Chloe and Benji and Barbara. Okay, here we go. Chloe. Oh, third time's a charm, which means you brought it for all of us. Joyful Muse. Let's pull out the book. Now we all get to have a little joyful muse, a gift of play or inner child. The joyful muse is a source of inspiration, a wild and disruptive feminine force, and compels you to invite more pleasure and delight into your life. Give yourself permission to be mischievous. Find the humor and the tragedy in the tragedies while careful not to become frivolous. The power of this muse will shake up everyone around you and invite you to create beauty and grace out of the pain and tragedy you perceive in the areas of your life. Okay, let's keep playing, you guys. It can be a little bit rough, but just keep playing. Benji, you got some stars in the sky, limitless possibilities. Okay, so see this image here? You are wanting to lean into the fact that the whole universe lives inside of you and you are part of the cosmos. And it is an awesome day for you to get out there and give yourself that knowledge that there's infinite solutions to the problems. You just have to go look and let the universe come and be your partner. Barbara, for you focusing this week on the falling angel. So spiritual narcolepsy. So this basically is saying to you, where have you fallen prey to thinking that you are only your body, only your bank account, only those things that you think that other people think of you? This week, you're going to be looking to where have you fallen asleep from your spirituality and how can you wake up? All right. Amber A, you've got number 3 next to you too. Thank you. All right, here's your card for the week. Oh, lost compass. Second time we've seen this one. Getting back to integrity. Okay. I really do feel like this might come up 3 times because I feel like this week, you guys, we are really being asked to focus on where we put ourselves out there too many places, how we've been giving away too much of our negative energies, and where we could bring it back in and give ourselves our inner power and remind ourselves how powerful we are. Kimberly, You got a winter's dream. Okay, so this is a gestation period for you. Once the eggs are planted or seeded, once the seeds are planted, you can't really go dig up the soil anymore. You can't poke at the baby. You got to let things gestate. So this is a good week to just kind of notice what, remember that first card that we saw at the beginning of the week, what actions are here for you to take and how can you take them, not adding to your to-do list. Juan Carlos, you are straddling worlds, okay? So you're wandering between realms right now. You're this and that can be true there, you could be here and there and everywhere. It's okay. Like, and sometimes we're in that in between for a minute. The guides love to tell me that that's the miracle spot when we're in between, because nothing is, all the old is no longer and the new is not yet. And so there's anything's possible. Okay? So that's kind of where you're at with the straddling worlds. Denise S., you have got the Horseman, herald of change. Okay, so good time for you to get it out there. This week is a good week to embrace the change. Don't let the change scare you. Sometimes an unknown can make us a little wobbly or nervous. Just don't worry about that. Give yourself, that Horseman is like, let's get this done. Let's go into our change. And, I'm going to give a shout out to any of you who have joined since we started. And if you haven't typed me, please, in the comments. That's how you get a card for the week. All right. Crystal, Genevieve, Isabel, and Chris. Crystal, you're deep diving. Okay. Deep diving into a task you've already decided to dive into. Okay. So that's what this card is really encouraging you to do. Don't add more to your plate, but what you've already decided to do, go ahead and dive into it. Go all the way in. Genevieve, for you this week, you're going to be focused on me talks. Okay, so this is repairing body, mind, spirit. Where have you forgotten yourself? Where have you gotten away from who you are? Go back and really let the world detox from you and just get back to loving yourself. Okay. Isabel, you're going to focus this week on beloved acceptance, radical acceptance. Second time we've seen this. So you heard me telling Britt this. There's a really strong energy around just accepting what is. Accept yourself, accept what's happening. Don't fight it. It just is. Okay. And Chris, you are being asked to be a drifter, experiencing life as it comes. Okay. So letting yourself really just not try to control too much this week, but be observant of where are things trying to take you. Okay. Make sure you got your sails up, catching that wind. You're being kind of using your opportunities, but taking it as it comes. Kalina, you got an empty well. Okay, time to replenish. Third time's the charm, I think, on this one, you guys. Pretty sure. Yes, it is. The guides say yes. All right, so we've all got empty wells. Remember I said, though, that I felt like we were kind of being asked to recognize we're giving out too much? Okay, it says nothing here. Time to replenish, diminishing yourself for another. The empty well reveals that there's nothing for you here. The well is dry and the desert is encroaching on your once fertile garden. It's time to face the harsh reality and move on. Give gratitude and thanks for the abundance that you've experienced and let spirit guide you to the next destination. This might mean saying goodbye to someone or something or insisting on changing the rules of the game. All right, so that's for all of us, you guys. A little bit of an empty well. Move on from where you've been giving and not getting. Okay, Tiff. Will of the Wisp. Okay, so treasures hidden in the shadows. So this is your shadows in particular. So where the things that you are not accepting about yourself could come into alignment with a little bit more awareness that you have gifts there that maybe you've abandoned or denied because of you were told maybe you should. Okay. I've hit the bottom of the list. So if you're still hanging out with me, you can still please me. I'm going to throw a card for my husband. And then I did do a July reading last week, but I want to do it again because I didn't get it posted out there anyways. So let's just do it together and then we'll go from there. Okay. I am launching a Energy on Purpose membership site, which will have like some meditations, a monthly reading, and some stuff from the Light Council. I'm getting that together right now, and there will be a more in-depth reading for the month. But as of right now, we'll give you your 3-card pull. But first, Matt, you got the Moon Maiden. So time for new beginnings, letting yourself really see deeper for yourself. You can see there's some emotional energy with the water. There's the moonlight is really about going within, being, settling in, that kind of thing. All right. All right, you guys. So just to recap, since we are not getting any more me pleases, but we have a little more time, I'll recap what was our cards for the month. Ooh, I think I got them all. Okay, we didn't get the lost compass 3 times, which I'm surprised about, but because I think one of the things the guides are trying to get us to really pay attention to is where we've gotten off track. And I think we've gotten off track because of just media and stuff. Just so much out there, right? So joyful muse, okay? So remember to be inspired. Remember to not take yourself too seriously. Time to replenish. You do not have any more to give. Don't give any more this week than you already have committed to giving. You're welcome. And dance on one foot, balancing act. Okay. So this is where you recognize that if you reach out to spirit and say, I am feeling very like I don't have enough, you guys, reach out to spirit. Let spirit help you balance. Okay. So let's see what the month wants to bring for us. I'm going to go back to the Yantra deck. Ready? July 2025. All right, there it is. That generosity card upside down again. You guys, this month, be careful. Don't overgive. Don't give too much of yourself. Don't commit to things that you can't commit to. Only say yes to the things that you can say yes to. It's okay to say no. It's actually helpful to say no if you really can't do it, okay? Focus for the month is he'll look at inhale, receiving. We're not giving, we're not receiving, we're just pausing. We're letting things recalibrate, okay? Maybe the air is out of the tire, but we can't refill the tire until we know where the hole is, kind of thing. So just also be careful about where you might be overtaking if you're feeling under taken care of, okay? All right, and then into the month, we're trying to come back into balance, okay? We're trying to be in harmony. We're working on it. It's a little bit still wobbly. I think the resources have been going in the wrong directions. It's depleted certain areas. It's not taking care of the other areas. For a minute, we need to pause and just see what's going on there, okay? So if you are working on your July energy and your intentions, what I would say is incorporate the idea that you don't have to give anything else. You've already done it. Take a minute, do what's yours to do, drop the have tos and shoulds, and go be amazing. I will see you next week. Same time, same place. Be sure to subscribe and hit the bell button if you want to know when I'm coming on, because sometimes I only know like the hour before when I'm coming on. So, all right, you guys, thank you. Bye.